Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to my farm here in Poland at Krajów and Lazniki. As promised, back here way faster than normal. Hopefully just a couple days. I think I'm going to try to get this one together, get it up there, I think, for July 4th. I don't think we'd have anything else scheduled there. So what better way to celebrate American independence than with Polish farming, right? So anyway, the other thing I do want to note is I said that the cities weren't together. What I found out after I finished the other episode, and as I was kind of editing it, getting the thumbnail together, and was trying to come up with some sort of graphic for the on the map challenge and whatever, the icon or whatever that you can identify the series with on the thumbnails easily. I found out these are towns that are actually right next to each other. That Krajów is a town there's two towns in Poland with that name. So, we're certainly used to that in the U.S. While I'm sitting here doing this, let me figure out what we want to go ahead and do. I think we want to sleep is what we want to do. So let me go do that. I should have done that off camera, but hey, we're here now, right? Nice thing is I can cut all that out for you, and I guess it's raining. Doesn't look like it's raining, but it sounds like it's raining. Maybe it's finishing up or something. Either way, we're not looking to do any harvesting or anything, but what I do need to take a peek at is the calendar. So again, we can plant wheat or barley. So let me just quickly take a look here. So we're going to get 861, or just about the same. Again, anything else? Not really, and nothing is coming up. I think I'm going to go ahead and plant barley. And the reason is I can harvest it sooner, so it'll just spread some things out. But the other piece I need to do here is I need to figure out if the fields need lime. So let's go into precision farming here and just take a bit, because we're in pretty bad shape here. If I look, again, nitrogen, pH, so pH is the lime. So this one's actually okay, this one's okay. That field is not, that field is not. So we do have a couple fields that we want to get some lime in, I think. So let me take a quick look. And unfortunately, all I can do is spread fertilizer with that. So I don't have a lime spreader. Life is interesting. Okay, so because we don't have anything really interestingly set up, ooh, we can get a corn header, but it's for a case, so it's not really what we need. And we're not doing olives on the map, I'll tell you that. I don't even know that we could. Alright, so let me go here. If I were to sell this, okay, I can get 15,000. Which is not great, but I'm going to go ahead and sell it. And then we're going to go ahead and just buy this small one, because while the other one's bigger, again, it's kind of a map where you just got some small stuff. So, I don't even know that I want to worry. Let's see. Because it'll let us do, what, 9,000? It's 2,000 extra liters. I guess it's only $250. If I do narrow tires, if it starts getting busy, but I can change that later. And again, I don't care if I have a cover, but if I do the bigger spreading, it'll just go quicker. Man, do I lease it for now? I think that would be the smart move. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to lease it. And then we're basically paying less than we would I just need to now go figure out where this is. Let me look at the map real quick, because I think I gotta go over to town here. Let me look. Is this? Yep. Alright, so we gotta head over to town, so I don't know. We'll go right and we'll head around, and then maybe we'll come back this way, and it'll help us get a little bit of familiarity with the area as well, and maybe get some thing of like, oh, that field looks good, that field looks good, that field looks good. So I'm gonna hop over here and head on over. So we want to go way up, and again, it's a 4X map, so they're good. Hey dudes, you might want to look before you just walk out onto the roadway. And the good news is this is like a great time to go do this kind of stuff, because we're not dealing with any of that. Now there is, you know, I will be honest with what I understand. So there's really no huge impact in 22 to doing things in the rain, other than harvesting, obviously. You're not going to have soil issues, whatever. Obviously 25 kind of introduced this ground distortion, deformation dynamic. It just, other than looking a little goofy, I don't know that it really did much. I mean, I think there have been some mods that have done some stuff. But, alright, so anyway, let's focus on what we said. So yeah, a lot of easy access to fields, and that's kind of what I'm looking at is, you know, do I have a situation where suddenly it's like, ooh, I can't, whoa, road got thin, car showed up. So, yeah, there's not always a great division between the fields either. So that is going to create some interesting parts. I wonder, yeah, if you buy this, do you get that piece? Can you then plow over, make that field bigger? All kinds of interesting questions. Well, you could have just kept going. I moved out of your way. My goodness. Alright. Whoa, now we're going to have deer who have death wishes. First it's people, now it's deer. Alright, so this is Kraków. So that's really the town we're closer to, and obviously this is where the shop gets things delivered to, but there we go. So they've just got a really big kind of dirt parking area there that we can get things. But yeah, I'm not sure that anything bigger than this I mean, I don't even know that I really needed the 6-meter things, but I'm like, you know, we'll just do it because we can get done faster. Alright, so we have that, but I do need to buy some lime. This is going to be interesting, because then I don't have anywhere to put it. Alright, so typically big bags are going to be better. So we can get 2,000 for 350. I can get pallets. I can get yeah, see, that's more. So obviously that would make no sense. Now, lime is going to get consumed pretty quickly. Again, we can do 9,000, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 4 bags. Alright, and then hopefully we can just load them up here. So, I might have to move around a little bit, but we'll see. We'll certainly get these first 2 loaded, and we'll be able to proceed from there. But then it's going to be a real question of, yeah, alright. So we'll back up here. and then we'll just get closer, and then we'll be fine. Alright. So, it's not a horrendous trip over, but it's certainly not the easiest trip. Just interesting how it... Okay, and just to make sure... So yeah, so I actually want to go back to this road, because that road just takes me off the map. So I want to go straight south there. But we now have our lime. You know, since it's an own the map challenge, I mean, it really does become like, you know, do I really want to... Nope. Just trying to figure out, so it's there that I want to go. And this will take me down, and then we'll be able to go around. So, some nice big fields here by town. Like, wow, that one's huge. That's probably going to be one that is coming toward the end. You know, it's going to be tempting in some cases to maybe pick up a bit, save up, pick up a big field so that we can get some good income. But there's also going to be the reality of how much can we get done. So you can see it does say September 1st now. So we have officially switched to 3-day months. And the intent is that that will give us more time to get things done. You know, because September now I have 3 days to get my work done, so I can lime and plow and fertilize and do all those things and not run out of time. Now, did I go too far? Whoop, almost. Good timing. Alright, so this little dirt path will take us up. And so again, we got 43, but then somewhere up here there's 42, probably the dirt fields, so... you know, but the biggest challenge is going to be, do I lease equipment? Do I buy it? You know, because if I bought equipment, like, we'd be down to very little money at this point, and it just makes it hard to buy fields and stuff then. And I think right now we absolutely need to expand the farm, because the tiny little fields I have, I don't think are going to throw off a whole lot for us. So the farm is right up there, because this is 81, and you can see our equipment starting to appear on the mini-map along with our field numbers. You know, and so again, that really big field behind me, 46, that might be the one that goes all the way to town. So again, like, would that be nice? Yeah, but I'm guessing the cost of that, maybe it's 74. But either way, I'm guessing the cost of that is going to be substantial as well. Alright, so we're going to pull onto the fields, see what we've got, and we're just going to try to get this work done. So I'm going to head over here, because again, we technically don't, well, we might own this stuff. It's not a separate number, so maybe. Alright, but there we go, 78, 79. And again, I don't have, this is where not having GPS is not great. See, but this isn't mine. But all we have is that. So we'll get this unfolded. And I'm going to kind of go here. But my guess is, like, we need a little bit, but we don't need a ton, as you can see. So we'll circle around here. Man, it really isn't coloring it much, that's for sure. So, So yeah, that's all of the field there. I'm pretty sure if we go in now, it should hopefully say we're good. Yep, target is reached. And now I'm trying to figure out, oh, that little bit up there on the other side of the tree line that's all messed up. Goodness. See, and maybe, you know, do we take out the trees? Like, if we own everything in between, do we widen the field, or do we just not worry about it? I don't know. Alright, so it is a little low here, but we'll get this done. See, I'm worried we're not going to use nearly as much lime as I thought we might. Okay, let me fold this up. I'm not even sure if this is our yard. Is it? I think it is. It's hard to tell. They all start to look the same. If not, I'm driving through the neighbor's yard. So unless he comes out and starts yelling at me, we'll go with that. But yeah, I mean, this is ours for sure. Alright, so we got that. We obviously, let's see what 132 looks like. But yeah, those are 2 of our 4 fields already. Now again, if I need to put some lime down, which I'm not going to fit in there. Who am I kidding? Oh boy. This is not good. Alright, well, yeah, so this thing is almost too big for the area. But let's see, again. Alright, so we do need lime here as well. So we'll start putting it down, and so maybe... Yeah, because it used to be, like, really obvious when you put it down. Like, it was super white. Like, this is challenging to see. Which is odd, because, I mean, I know I've done lime in here. Just to keep things not insane. I don't have crop destruction on, so I'm not going to take my neighbor's stuff out. Because, yeah, in these fields, I knew, I'm like, it's going to be such close quarters. So I should be able to get this, hopefully. Yeah, we're definitely going to get this done with one pass. But yeah, we bought 8,000, and, I mean, yeah, the other field is bigger. But, you know, the benefit of precision farming is you don't really have to put that much down. See, like now it turned off because it doesn't need anything. I did not turn it off. You know, but it only puts down what it needs, where if I didn't have precision farming and the need was higher, I would have had to do some other things. We're not quite gonna make it. Goodness gracious. Alright. Alright, it should stop. Yeah, it did. Alright, and then I'm thinking, well, it might say I don't need it. It might say I already got it. Yeah, it's not putting anything down there. Alright, I assume we're not going to get hung up on these posts, but I could be wrong. Alright, and now we head up here. And once again, we do technically need to till this up too, so before I plant, so that's the benefit of having more time, is I can do this work. But again, everything's kind of 0.75. So, okay, what is happening? I'm trying to get cruise control on, and it's just not working. This is going to be hard to tell what I've done. Oh, now we're pouring a lot more. Holy moly. Alright, well this needs a lot. So maybe, because I was worried we're going to have all this extra lime, and I think I'm going to return it with what I have, and that won't be good. But, alright, so we'll see how much we can get. But again, it's kind of visually, wow, this is using a lot. So I may not have enough, which is not good. But it should stop. Alright, and then we'll head up here. I don't know that we'll make it all the way back, because at the higher rate it's taking, this is kind of pouring out here. And it's like, do I really want to go get more lime? But the yield will be so much better with it. Alright, I mean it should, although you can kind of see where it cuts that down. I mean, because it will go down in a little bit here. But yeah, we've got a lot. And it's just like, how much do I get? Because this becomes the issue. Like, if I had stuff, see, because now this will slow down substantially, I may do the areas right here and then kind of see what I finish up with. Because now, you know, we're not consuming a lot again. So I can see it a little bit with the shadows, basically. I think that's about what we want. But basically, if we go to that dividing line, I'll be able to get the area done here, and then we can go back. So when it kicks up, I'm going to start to turn around here. See, but it immediately went to 0.875, so it got big. I should be able to get the remainder of this. Just kind of looking at my map as well, that's helping a bit. So there was like a tiny bit that I didn't get, but wow. So there we go. We're not going to have much left. And so the real question is, like, do I worry about that small, that small bit of the field? Because it's really kind of just one pass, and we're barely going to touch anything is what's going to happen. Because we're going to get here, but at 0.875, like, it is going to pour out, and we're just going to get a segment. But man, yeah, I don't know that it's worth it. So I'm gonna let it go. But at this point, we know that 8,000 isn't quite enough to do all the fields. Now I'm gonna need fertilizer, because I don't think I have a planter with fertilizer. If I do, then we'll return this immediately. But I'm thinking my seeder is just a seeder. And again, I can change that out, because that would help. And normally that is what I would do. But I'm just not sure if that makes sense at this point. But at least it's only cost me, 2,000 plus supplies, because obviously I'd still have to clean that up. Let me put the blower away here. I don't need this. That'll make it easier to get around the yard, but also will close the silo and stop things from sitting on top. Alright, well, we can't really drive through there. So it's like, if I wanted a silo complex or something, this is a good spot for a building. But, alright, we'll let that go. And again, now I probably should go and get that field prepared. Because I don't think my drill is a direct drill. I mean, I guess there's one way to find out. So let's go here. I think, especially for supplies, I think it's going to be good to just have the guy deliver here. It's a long enough run, and given I don't have any place to store things, alright, so yes, it's just seeds. Alright, and we're going to go with barley. I should be able to tell. Yeah, this does not say it will go direct. So let me look at my seeder options. Say no previous cultivating is needed, but I need something like this, and this thing is huge. It's double the width. We did have the horse pack. Let's see, 65,000. That's 33.65. I mean, because we're not going to get that much. I mean, we need a good seeder. But man, 3. That should be okay. Alright, so what other options do we have? Nothing. Ooh. Alright, and that one will do both. See, it's just I like the no previous cultivating. Alright, we're going to go ahead and sell this one. Alright, I don't think I'm going to ever use this, so I'm going to sell. I hate these. And I think we're going to go with this one. So let's take a look. 2,800 or 4,000. I don't know that, because a lot of my fields will be smaller, and if I have to refill, so be it. And again, I don't need a ridge marker. So I think we're just going to stick with it here. Alright, and had him deliver it. Now again, I'm going to need seed, and I'm going to need fertilizer, is the scary thing. So we're going to get a couple bags of seed. And we're going to get a couple bags of fertilizer. Alright, so we're all set. You know, a little bit of charges there, but I think it makes sense. We have enough tractor to use this. It's not going to make it any bigger, but the nice thing is we won't have to plow. So I might just eliminate those. Because I don't know that there's a whole lot of benefit at that point. And again, you know, there's different ways to do it. Let's see. There we go. All right, we're going to plant barley, because again, it's going to give us some additional. Oh, okay, we can only get. No, we can get more than that. I thought the bags were 2,000. Was I crazy? Well, we'll see, I guess. So while it does that... Oh no, the seeds are just 1,000. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to start with the big field. And we're going to get things going. And just be a little more deliberate, certainly, in how we take this on. But it'll give us a good idea as to how difficult this will be. And once again, I'm going to try to keep these episodes to no more than an hour. I'm going to start at the top of the hill. At least, well, I'm going to start near the top of the hill. How about that? So, we're going to see how this will play out. But yeah, I think this is going to take a long time to do. So, we're going to lower this down. We're going to turn it on. And we are going to go. Well, we're going to try to go. Come on. There we go. Alright. And just trying to get this taken care of. I may need to invest in GPS. In at least this tractor. Because otherwise I think it's just going to be awful. Trying to do these kind of fields. So, you know, the one thing for a series like this, I did look at courseplay, and the problem with the European maps is always things are close together. So basically, courseplay considers 122, 21, 20, 19, and 18. They're all one field. So it's pretty miserable from that regard. So let's see. I don't know that I want to skip rows because I can't really tell. I can't tell the difference here. I don't understand why the come on. I cannot get oh, it finally did it. There we go. Alright. I'm like, I cannot get the GPS, or not GPS, the cruise control to go. Alright. The nice thing, though, with precision farming is, like, it won't overplant, so if I'm being conservative and making sure that I'm not missing parts of the field, like, it's not going to just suddenly waste seed. So there is that benefit with driving this. It's just, this is going to be a challenging result. I mean, as it is, it would take a while. Even if I was doing it with courseplay, there's no magical way to suddenly have the field ready to go. But yeah, so there's a lot happening. Now it should not do anything here, so I'm just like intentionally not turning it off because I just like to. Ooh, it did plant. I'm worried it is planting some over there, so maybe I do need to turn it off. It looks like it took some of his field out. Yeah, so you can see it turn blue for a second, and then it stops. So I don't know why it's doing that in actuality. So that part is kind of annoying. Come on. It like takes it once in a while. So yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna take a good long while to get this field done, because it's gonna be 10 or 20 passes. You know, the real question is gonna be how much seed is it gonna take. So hasn't used 100 liters yet, and it probably will not for, I mean, because you can see it's kind of low on the seeds, 160 seeds per square meter, and it's just the one dot in precision farming. So like, yeah, here there's no dirt, but on the other side I probably do need to turn it off. But yeah, I wish there was a better way to get this to work. Alright, well that worked on I was gonna say, did it? Because it's like screwing around with the gears, but yeah, it looks like we're okay. You know, the real telltale thing, I guess, is gonna be, what are we really gonna earn for the crop sales? Because, I mean, it's good to have some money in the bank. I would like to do this without taking out loans, which means it's going to be a little bit of a slow start. Because I'm just, you know, not going to be able to suddenly borrow, you know, 500,000 euros and buy 15 fields or something. You know, because it's one thing, like if I own 122, 120, 121, 119, like eventually I do get to the point where it's like, all right, yeah, I own them all, so I can do this. So we'll turn it off here, and you can hear the difference, but that way we don't get any weird thing. And even though this is down at my level, it's because when I came up here, it you know, went ahead and did that and took that. So, alright. Because, yeah, normally you just hit the button to put it into cruise and it just goes, but... And, you know, with GPS, I think it works a little bit differently, too, but, like I said, I don't have those... Like, none of the equipment came with it. So that creates a different situation. But yeah, it's like if I can get this field done with, you know, 500 seeds or something, like I'll probably be okay. Yeah, but the bigger issue is, you know, am I going to pay for another day of rental for that fertilizer spreader? Because can I get these fields planted in one day is going to be the real issue. Or is it going to take more time? And that's what's going to become the challenge. You know, and this is honestly, too, where I'm feeling like what I do with the VIP series that has been my single-player focus a lot. You know, there's more of a, hey, this is what we do, but trying to do an on-the-map challenge with the VIP, I think would just be so problematic. Like, I'm hitting the button, which is the 3 on the keyboard, and it's kinda like, like I don't know. I mean, I'm not hitting it quickly, so again, I'm just wasting time trying to get this to go, and at 5 times speed, I mean, it's a little bit, but like it adds up over time. So as I said, you know, I'm new to this concept, and there's probably not like a magical way to do it. And honestly, you know, I did some searching on YouTube for on the map challenges. I think I've been saying on the map this whole time in this episode, so I apologize for that stupidity. But hey, sometimes you guys have come to expect that from me, so it is what it is, right? But yeah, on the Own the Map challenge, there's like 3 or 4 maps that people did it on, and I swear I found like six videos when I did a search that way, so this doesn't seem to be something that a lot of folks do, but I think to some degree it's because it's gotta take a long time. But for how I play, where I'm just okay, just kind of doing things, and it'll be what it'll be, this might work. I mean, you know, it might take 400 episodes to own the map, or 4,000, I don't know. You know, that's the thing that is unknown to me. So yeah, to me there's no blueprint for this. Like, I've done survival series, I've done other things, but again, at some point you're like, alright, it's taking way too long. But I think that's the nature of the beast here. And so we may change the time frame too. I mean, I can't imagine. But I mean, obviously it lets you go, I think, to 28 or 30-day months. So like, as we were getting to the end, in theory, if we like wanted one time maybe to, the problem is it changes at each season. So, but I was going to say, if we were going to do like one time at the end and be like, all right, we're going to do the whole map or as much of it as we can, and we're just going to work and work and work and work. First off, we'd have so much fertilizing and so much planting and so much, harvesting that obviously that's all we'd be doing for months of real time. Oh, there's that flying deer up in the air. So you can see it off to the left. If you've never enjoyed that in Farming Simulator, welcome to Santa Claus's hatchery. Did it go away? Sometimes they just vanish too. But yeah, it looks like it went away. But you can back it up. It was floating up there, a little brown dot. He was walking, but sometimes it's like they walk to a certain point and then they fall back to Earth. So it is a little funny. But, and I've seen, I've watched a couple episodes of a couple people's on the map challenges, what they've done. And a lot of it is, definitely they're keeping you going, but they do start hopping around. They do time lapses a little bit like I did. So again, I don't think there's a formula for how this works, but the struggle I'm having is I don't want it to just turn into a different version of Hills of Tuscany, where it's like, all right, now I'm going to spend 8 hours working, and then I'll give you 30 minutes of episode or something. Because then I might as well just be doing that and not spend my time doing this. The intent here is, again, like I said, where with Farmers Only Club or Farm Sim Network, FSN, when I was doing those, the point was that I could, it was all real time because that's how those worlds work. And so if I'm doing that, the question does become still, do I show you all of it? And I'm thinking I'm going to do that, and if people watch it, they watch it, and if they don't, they don't. But that way it's like, if I have an hour, because I did spend more time, I think I had 2 hours in with the first episode that I ultimately gave you stuff, because, I was futzing with the silo. I was trying to figure things out, but when I'm doing something like this, like again, this whole episode could just be this one field, because this may take an hour between buying the equipment and whatever, and it is what it is. And I guess the people that like that will watch it, but I know like some of them were like, oh, we're doing like a season in an episode, and that's kind of what we did when we started, because we had the 1 day of summer and we harvested, but now we're going to potentially have 3 days of fall, and again, I'm okay skipping them, but it's like I almost feel here like I should be like, well, we're just going to get through fall in this, but I'm probably almost at an hour, so I'm not even going to finish this field. But what I can do is, like, that I'm going to be planting barley, and then we're going to be fertilizing it. So I may, just to kind of get this thing moving a bit, do that, and then we'll figure out what we do after that. But obviously, we're coming up on it pretty soon. I'm going to get to the point where I have a few minutes pass, but I don't even know that I'm going to finish this field. But I guess what I keep dancing around and not saying, I'd start talking about something else, is if you guys have ideas or, what you want to see, but like I said, there just isn't a lot for me to have looked at, and, even to do as informal analysis as you normally do on YouTube, which is, hey, did someone get a lot of views and whatever. I mean, and there was you know, I think it was Green Creek Farms or something, I think was the guy. You know, he had a good amount. I think he had like 10, 15,000 views for his on the map challenges, but you know, he's also a much bigger channel than me, and that's part of the difficulty. And so I think I'm reverting back to a little bit of, I'll share what I'm doing, and if people are interested, they'll watch. But you know, my goal was to get some farming simulator content back on the channel at a relatively frequent clip, because it had suddenly become the golf sim and flight sim channel, which you know, I don't know. You know, what I don't want to do is lose a bunch of people that enjoyed the farming simulator but don't enjoy the other stuff. So you know, I'm always open to feedback, because like I said, I could do never-ending stuff on flight sim. There's so much to do there too, but it's similar to this. You could do never-ending stuff with farm sim as well. Just, hey, we're working this and we're doing that, but I don't know. And this may just become so daunting, like I said. I mean, at some point I might be like, all right, like I'm never going to own the map. I mean, that's part of what it's going to be a determination here too, is, you know, what's the progress really like? You know, am I going to be able to buy 4 or 5 fields? Because again, we got 250 fields on this thing. We own 4 of them right now. You know, so I need 246 others. If I can only buy 1 a year, you know, I've never done 240 years of farming simulator, and obviously that wouldn't, you know, that would be totally unrealistic. You know, we're living 6 lifetimes to own the map. You know, other than you could just say, hey, I'm not the same person that I was. Ooh, the seed rate is now way up. We jumped up to the middle. I guess it's not way up, but went from 160 to 220. And there's still a possibility we could end up at, whatchamacallit, we could end up at like 1,500, but I'm thinking we're going to be lower than that. But I don't know that we're going to use 1,000. Obviously, I'd say we're done with more than half the field at this point. And, you know, we're not at 1,500 yet, so in theory we shouldn't use another 500. Well, really 630 before we get done. And the other fields are smaller. So, but yeah, I think, you know, I'll kind of show what I'm doing, but what I may do, I think what I'm going to do in this case is I'll plant the other fields off camera, because I'm just doing this, and then we'll come back when we're fertilizing, and then you know, make some progress. And again, I'm not opposed to in here, you know, if there's dead time, we'll just fast forward through it. You know, we'll basically sleep through winter or something, because they're probably, especially this first year, it's not like there's going to be stuff to do. And I'm not dying to throw animals into this series, because I think that's just going to make things even more complicated. I mean, yeah, it gives us stuff to do, but you're basically feeding them, and that's about it. So not dying to do that either. Alright, we got to about 1,600 now. We're getting close to the edge here, but obviously the field widens up on the other side. You know, and I know there was one of the folks I watched, they were like, yeah, I might not get GPS. Like, this is easy enough to drive, and it is, but it just makes it more difficult. And like I said, I was really planning on this one to just kind of let it do it with course play in the background, and you know, just chat as we were going. And I could not make that work. I can do it on the other fields. It looks like 132, 78, and 79 that there are opportunities there to do that. But, anyway. You know, those are smaller. I'm less worried about that. Like, because this, I know I'm taking longer than I would. If Courseplay was doing it, because it, you know, it would run some headlands. You know, not that I can't run headlands, but I just don't know that it really makes sense or would really be of any use. You know, like, would it matter if I did it? I mean, I just need to turn around and then run a row, which is why, like I said, having GPS would work just fine. But the reason I wasn't initially going to get it is, like, if you use Courseplay, it doesn't matter if you have GPS, and so I could save the money because, you know, at the end of the day, the goal with an Own the Map challenge is maximize cash so that you can buy as many fields as you can each time, so that obviously you're following the fastest path to the goal, which is owning the entire map. But, yeah, a bit... You know, it doesn't look as nice, I suppose. I mean, I think we'll see the difference when I do the other fields. So obviously when we're fertilizing, you'll be able to see that. But I think the ones that are plowed are going to look they're going to look cleaner, because obviously we're just kind of working over the stubble here with what we've got. Probably going to need to turn the other way for the next one, although maybe we probably only have to come back one more time here. Come on, you can do it. Very interesting. I wish I could figure out what is happening. Yeah, I could have gone further over, but I did not. But yeah, we'll run back here. We'll get this side done, and that is probably where I will leave you, because I know we're getting right up against that mark. You know, and I think that'll be the sweet spot. I mean, the difference with you know, the multiplayer groups was the server time advanced. Like, so if I had to get all the work done, I had to get the work done. Like, I can step away after an hour and come back to this, and, you know, obviously in single player the time doesn't advance. But that's what makes it easier to be consistent with something like this, is because it's just, hey, I spend an hour, a little over an hour maybe, with getting a few things set up before I get going or whatever. But it's not, hey, I've got, you know, 6 hours of work, and if I do, I just, you know, could turn it into 6 episodes and you know, and get to them when I get to them. But right now, like, I've literally done, like, every other... So why did that die? I thought it was going for sure. Oh my goodness. I don't get it. Like, I hit the gas pedal sometimes and, like, seems to work, but the key is not doing what it should be doing. But anyway, this will get a portion of this done, you know, and maybe I'll run back along the forest edge. Man, I really, like, went way out. I didn't need to do that. It's not like it's going to create a whole other pass for me, but it's darn close. Alright, so I'm not quite getting to the edge there, but once we get into the grass, then we'll come up, and again you can see it's not consuming any seeds, so it's not planting. Totally blind here, so this is probably not great, but once again I can turn around and come at this and just get the little spot I didn't see. And it'll probably throw a little bit in. And then I think I'll just go along here. So yeah, we're going to get back half, if not more than half of this field, in essence, completed as far as the east-west-ish distance. I mean, again, these are fields that are, you know, the map, the inset map is a straight north-south the way I have it, so obviously these are diagonal fields, you know, the way they sit out in the actual terrain. But I think you know what I mean. Going across, I'm definitely past the halfway mark. But we'll have this edge. Obviously, it looks like I might still have 10 passes. But we're going to call it at this point. And again, I'm going to do this, the field down to the left. And we're going to, you know, get these done off camera. And then next episode, we'll be back where we'll fertilize. And that should get us what we need. Again, with the benefit we'll have with precision farming is it's a one-time thing. But we'll go from there. So I'm going to wrap this up here. As always, if you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And definitely, especially with you know, kind of a new set farming series starting up here, likes I think are going to be important to get them into the YouTube algorithm, because I hadn't done farming for a bit. That might go against me, because it's like, hey, this isn't normally the content that this guy's had for a bit. But in any event, that's where we're at. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.